Ron LaCroix, or is it Ronald LaCroix?
Ron. Everybody knows him about Ron.
But okay, so everybody knows he as Ron. And you were born here in Penetanguishene?
Yes, I was born in Penetanguishene. There's a small, old brick building. There was no hospital back then. And it was run by the nuns.
On whereabouts?
Just up on Robert Street here. And,
really?
I believe the building. The building might still be there.
Somebody, I think, mentioned that it became what's now an elderly place, Georgian Manor. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
In the same spot as Georgian Manor. But it used to be an old house.
Used to be an old house.
Really?
Yeah, an old brick house. When I was younger, I was really quite sick. I had. They didn't know what it was, and I spent a good part of my younger childhood in that little hospital.
Really?
And then at one point, they didn't know what was going on, so the doctor back then, my doctor was Dr. Mackenzie. And Dr. Mackenzie approached my parents and said that it might be a good idea to go to Toronto, sick kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're going back 72 years ago?
Okay.
73 years ago?
All right.
So the roads weren't that good, and a long trip was going to Barrie. So they put me in the back of a station wagon. My uncle had a station wagon, and he was a painter. So they put me in a station wagon and drove me laying down the back of the station wagon to Toronto.
Really? So you spent some time at the hospital there?
I was in and out until I was 13. This started around 3-4 years old. And I received the last rites twice in Penetang. I wasn't supposed to make it. The nuns all thought that I should have. The doctors had no hope for me.
Really?
My kidneys weren't purifying the wastewater, my urine. So they actually had to pull my legs apart and keep me tied in bed.
Really?
The longest I spent in sick kids was 6 months.
Wow.
Mom and Dad had no way of getting down there. We used the bus. And before that happened, I'd go down every 2 months, every 3 months, and we'd go down by bus. LaCroix would pick us up in town here, around Bob Stewart's.
Right.
And we'd take the bus, and then we'd go to the bus terminal, and from the bus terminal in Toronto, the LaCroix bus terminal, we'd walk to sick kids. Mm-hmm. And then we'd take the bus back. And then when my parents came down, if they were lucky to borrow a car, or they'd take the bus down.
Really?
Yeah.
So they finally found out what it was?
No, they said I'd outgrow it. It was something that happened, and back then there was really no cure for it. My parents signed paperwork for penicillin, cortisone, and prednisone. They were drugs that they thought might work, and they could work. These were last chance things. Mm-hmm. So I started down there and ended up here, and we were very fortunate, no money in the family, that the Civitan Club, the Knights of Columbus, I think, and the Richelieu Club, took turns bringing in boxes of apples and oranges. I was living on apples and oranges. They didn't know what was causing the problem. They didn't know how to solve the problem. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of vitamins. I was told I couldn't go swimming, so I didn't go in the water till I didn't try to swim till after I was 13, 14 years old, and it just got to the point where you're being hassled by other kids, bullies.
Right.
So might be an excuse, but I never did really learn how to swim.